Hello children, welcome back to the English 1 session. As you all know, in the previous session we were dealing with the lesson Clever Fox and Greedy Wolf. We have almost completed the lesson and now a last grammar part from this lesson is left. So today we are going to learn how to frame the questions for the given sentences. Okay children, in your textbook, that is page number 63, English 1 textbook, there are two exercises here. In the first exercise, they have asked you to change the following into questions but using did. Okay, that question we are going to delete. We are not going to learn that. Okay, that we are going to skip for first standard. The second one here, the second question, make questions out of these sentences. That is, frame questions using does. Okay, today we are going to learn how to frame the questions using does. Every time teachers keep on asking you questions and you go on answering to the questions. But today we are going to learn how to frame the question. That means whenever the teacher tells the answer, that time you should be able to frame the question for that, right? So today we are going to learn how to frame the questions using does. Okay. Frame questions using does. Okay, this is in your textbook, page number 63. Is it clear, children? Okay, now let's solve an example. Okay, now see, the sentence is Mr. Sen collects money. Okay, two examples are already solved for you. I will solve the next example, and while solving the example, I will explain how to frame the question. Okay, now here they have given you the sentence Mr. Sen collects money. Okay, this is a sentence, so we end the sentence with a full stop and begin the sentence with capital letter. But Sen is a name, that is why we use capital letter for Sen. Okay, now let's learn how to frame the question using does. So now while framing the question, how do we do? First we write does. Okay, they have told frame question using does. So at the beginning we write does Mr. Sen. Okay, as it is we are writing Mr. Sen. Here they have given collects. Okay, but as this S has already come here, so what do? When we are framing the question, we delete the S. So we do not write S when we are writing the question, as this S has already come here. So we write only collect, C-O-L-L-E-C-T, collect money, M-O-N-E-Y. Is it clear, children? So does Mr. Sen collect money? Is it clear? Okay. Now the next sentence from your textbook is Mr. Chip goes to his workshop. Mr. Chip goes to his workshop. Okay, this is a sentence. Now we have to frame the question for this. So we begin the question with does. So does Mr. Chip. Now here goes. Here ES has already come in does. So we delete this and write only go. Does Mr. Chip go to his workshop? Is it clear? Okay. Now the next example. Mrs. Smith lives near the bank. Third one. Mrs. Smith, S-M-I-T-S, Smith lives near the bank. Okay, this is a sentence they have given. Now, how do you frame the question? We begin the question with does. Okay, now come on, let's frame the question. Does Mrs. Smith. Now this S has already come here in does. So we do not write lives. Only we write live near the bank. Is it clear, children? Okay. Now the last one, Mr. Das makes tables. Okay. Mr. Das makes tables. Okay, this is the sentence. Now we are going to frame the question for this. So we begin the question with does. So does, D-O-E-S, does Mr. Das make. Make. This S is already there here in does. So we delete this S and only write make. Does Mr. Das make tables? T-A-B-L-E-S, tables. Okay. Now children, we have framed the questions, right? Can you tell me what is the mistake in this? Yes, anybody, have you observed? No, right? That means you are not following the punctuations. Yes, so many times I have told you, when we frame the question, we have to end the question with a question mark, right? So here, I hope you all have observed, I have put a full stop here. Is this correct? No. As we are framing the question, even if it is not a WH question, we have to put a question mark after the question. Is it clear? So, now see in the first example here. Does Mr. Sen collect money? I have written the question, but not put the question mark. The same mistake you all do in the exam. You all write it correctly, but you all forget to put the punctuations, which is absolutely wrong. Is it clear, children? So remember to put the punctuations correctly. Okay. So here also I was telling you that after the sentence we put a full stop. That means after the question we have to put a question mark. So here in the second sentence, does Mr. Chip go to his workshop? This is a question. So we put a question mark at the end, right? Here, does Mr. Smith live near the bank? Question mark. It is a question. Fourth one, does Mr. Das make tables? This is also a question. So we end the questions with a question mark. So children, always remember that punctuations are very, very necessary. Begin with capital letter, end the questions with question mark, and end the sentences with a full stop. Is it clear, children? Okay, this is all for today. You are going to write down these 4 examples and plus the 2 examples which are there in the textbook. Okay, in the textbook they have given you 2 solved examples. That means you are going to write all these 6 examples for your homework in the classwork. Is it clear, children? This is all for today. We are going to stop here and continue in the next session. Thank you, children.